Hi, yogis. Welcome to day 7. Today's class is designed to awaken, strengthen, and lengthen the entire body. We'll be adding a few new poses to our repertoire, and I greet you today from the beautiful Lake Tahoe region. I am in an area where there's been a lot of bear spottings in the last few days, and so if a bear appears here during practice today, we'll just call him Yogi Bear. I woke up, that was so cheesy and fantastic at the same time. I woke up very early this morning. One of my yoga students talked about how he wakes up early, suggested I give it a try, and so here I am awake early on the day off. It was beautiful, it's quiet, and hopefully I got up before the bears. So we're going to get started in a comfortable seat. You can be in a cross-legged position. I'm sitting on a block. You're going to want your blocks and strap today for today's practice. If you don't have those supplies with you, that's okay. I'll offer some modifications. So taking that comfortable seat, whether you're cross-legged or in hero's pose, on your knees with a block in between your feet. No need to rush. I will give you plenty of time to settle in, to settle into your practice, to settle into your body, making any of those micro adjustments you need so that you can feel comfortable and put your mind at ease. Perhaps closing your eyes once you've settled in. With your eyes still closed, maybe noticing the temperature in the room. Bringing awareness to our senses other than vision. Perhaps noticing any sounds. When noticing sounds, give them a name and then return to your breath to not allow them to distract you. For example, I'm near a trickling creek. I can hear the water rushing, and I would say creek and then return to my breath. Pine cone crashing, return to my breath. Taking self-inventory now. How did you show up today on your mat? How are you feeling today physically? Doing a quick scan from head to toe without judgment, simply becoming aware. How are you feeling today mentally? Noticing the quality of your thoughts, the speed of your thoughts. And how are you feeling today emotionally or spiritually? Tapping into those more vulnerable areas, not being afraid of them, just becoming aware without judgment. I will now guide you through a letting go breath. For letting go breath, we take a big inhale through our nose, we hold our breath at the top, and then we open our mouths and let out an audible sigh. Together, let's take an inhale through our nose, filling up with air, holding it gently at the top. Open your mouth, let out a sigh. drawing that navel in towards your spine as you let out that air. Again, let's inhale through the nose, generously filling up with air, expanding our lungs. Open your mouth, let it all out. This time I want you to imagine inhaling self-love, self-acceptance. Exhale any thoughts that don't serve you. So nice. Okay. Let's come out of our seat and come into tabletop position. Placing your supplies off to the side for a moment. Taking time to intentionally place your knees underneath your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders. A nice neutral back. Have your feet flat behind you, straight behind you, spreading your fingers, trying to place even weight in the palms of your hand and each of the fleshy parts of your fingers, drawing your elbow creases forward. We're going to inhale, drop our stomachs, look up. Nice cow pose to start our practice. Exhale, push through your palms around your spine, gaze back towards your navel, awakening our spine. Again, inhale into cow. Take your time to get there. Draw your shoulders back. Lift your heart. Exhale, round into cat. Again, inhale. Exhale. Coming into a neutral spine now. You're going to take your right foot out to the right side. Place your foot on the ground. Okay. And then we're going to bend your right knee, moving to the inside of our leg, just gently to start our practice. Okay. And then re-straighten that leg. Good. Again, inhale to bend, gently approaching towards your knee. Exhale, coming back. Inhale to bend. Exhale to return. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And bring your knee back to meet your other knee. Taking your left foot out to the side now, placing your foot on the ground. Inhale, bend that knee. Start to shift your weight, just awakening the inside of our leg. Exhale, re-straighten. Inhale to bend. Exhale, re-straighten. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Very nice. Bringing that knee back, coming back into tabletop. From here, we're going to extend our right arm straight out in front of us. Feel stable first, now that we're on 3 legs. And then extend your left heel straight behind you, parallel to the floor. Activate your core gently here to protect your lower back. And then inhale and reach even further in both directions. Exhale, we're going to round and bring that elbow towards your knee and hike it up. Inhale slowly to re-extend, not feeling like you're rushing to get into any of these poses. Exhale slowly and controlled and graceful as can be, elbow towards knee. Inhale to re-extend. Exhale, round and touch. Lower into tabletop. Extending now your left hand straight out in front of you, right heel straight behind you. Feel stable for a moment here, perhaps gazing gently downward at your mat or in front of you. When stable, inhale, reach even further. Exhale, round, left elbow, right knee. Hike it up. Turn on that core. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, round and touch. Inhale, re-extend. Slow and steady wins the race. Exhale, round and touch. Let's go one more time. Inhale. Exhale. And back to tabletop. Bringing your knees now to about the width of your mat, bringing your big toes to touch behind you. We're going to sink back towards our heels, coming into child's pose. extending your arms out in front of you, and then resting your forehead on your mat. If it doesn't reach, you can use a block so that you can comfortably rest your head on a surface. So finding what works for you, taking a moment to settle into this pose. Listening for the sounds of your breath now that we've created this tunnel, a smaller cave, and really listening to that soft, reassuring sound of your breath, like an ocean wave or a breeze. From here, lifting your gaze, let's come onto our fingertips. So start to activate your arms a little bit and then push your mat forward. It's not going to move, but you're moving in that direction of pushing your mat forward. That's going to help you sink back a little bit further. Careful not to go beyond your edge. Okay, so just adding a little bit more sensation there. And then we're going to crawl those hands off towards the right. You can even place your left hand on top of your right hand like you're diving off to the side. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift your gaze. This time, thread the needle, left arm under right, coming to rest on the left side of your face. Let me know if a bear's coming. Push through that right palm, slowly walk your hands off to the left. Maybe placing your right hand on top of your left to feel like you're diving off to the left side and then sinking back down, resting your forehead. If you feel any intensity in your groin area in this pose, then you would just simply come out of it, meaning shifting your weight a little bit forward. So always taking care of yourself in yoga, right? This is not a competitive sport. It's the best yogis are the ones who just build awareness, know how to take care of their bodies, how to tune in. And then from here, we are going to lift our gaze and take our right hand underneath our left, coming in to thread the needle second side. So nice. Settle in. Find what feels good. Push through that palm, slowly unravel, heading back towards tabletop for a quick moment. And then taking your hands one palm print forward, we're going to tuck our toes, lift our knees, and push ourselves back into downward facing dog. Okay, so not an easy pose, downward dog, one of our more challenging poses. If you feel like this is difficult, that's normal and okay, and even for people who have been practicing yoga for a long time, this is a challenging pose. So remember not to judge yourself if you feel like this is a challenging pose. But couple ways to ease your way into downward dog are take your time bending one leg at a time. So maybe re-extending one, heel towards the ground, and then switching sides, pedaling out your dog. A few more rounds of pedaling out your dog. And then settling in. Imagining again, hugging your biceps inward towards your ears. Spreading the weight evenly between your palms and your fingers of both of your hands. Your fingers are spread wide. Trying not to put any pressure in one particular point of our hand. We're going to breathe here for a little bit. So stay with me, stay with my breath. Okay, inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, let out a letting go breath. That was 1. We'll do 5. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale.
Inhale. Exhale. 5. Nice. Let's shift our weight forward, coming into plank pose. Hugging your elbow creases forward, tightening your core, drawing your shoulders back, and then push back into downward dog. We're going to do that again. So inhale, shifting forward into plank, slow and steady. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Stay with me. Exhale, downward dog. Unless you do need a break. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. On your next inhale, we're going to lift our right foot straight up behind you. Now look in between your hands, draw that leg forward, really bringing your knee up towards you is going to give you the space you need to step it through. We're going to come into runner's lunge. So in runner's lunge, we have our front foot pointing forward and we're bending through that front leg, knee over ankle, and our back leg is straight and we're on the toes of our back foot with our heel pointing upward towards the beautiful sky in my case. And then let's extend our hands upward towards that beautiful sky or beautiful ceiling. Soften your shoulders here, gaze gently forward. Continuing to bring your awareness to your breath. One more inhale here. Exhale, let it out. We're going to come into a twist, so this is where a block might come in handy. Bringing your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. You can go on the highest setting, the second setting, or the lowest setting, depending on how tight you feel today. I'm going to go on the highest setting, which means I'm feeling very tight today. And then you're going to place your hand there, and we're going to twist to the side, opening our right hand up towards the ceiling or sky. You can keep your gaze downward or look up towards your top hand if that feels okay in your neck. Keep bending through that front leg, straight through your back leg. Take another inhale here. Exhale. Okay, bringing your hands back down to frame that foot. We're going to step back into plank. This time we're going to lower down to chaturunga. So lowering down, hover for a moment, and then exhale all the way down. Untuck your toes, lift up. Exhale, lower, pushing through tabletop, shifting your weight back towards your heels, downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. Open your mouth, let out a sigh. Inhale, left leg straight up behind you. Gaze through your hands. Bend that leg. See if you can kind of gracefully lower it down. And then when you feel stable, coming up into runner's lunge, second side. Gentle gaze forward. Bending through your left leg. Coming onto the toes of your right, heel facing upward. Soften your shoulders. Soften your hands. Take an inhale here. Let it go. Coming into a twist now, we're going to lower our right hand to the inside of your left foot using a block, if that feels good for you today, and then left hand up towards the ceiling or sky. When your mind goes elsewhere, see if you can bring it back to your breath and back to this shape. Noticing how you feel in this shape without judgment. Let's all take an inhale through our nose. Open your mouth and let out a sigh. Inhale to frame that front foot. And then stepping back into plank, elbow creases forward. Slowly lowering into chaturunga, hovering over your mat. Then all the way down, untuck your toes. Inhale, upward dog. Just hands and feet touching mat. Exhale, downward dog. Let's take a breath here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, right foot straight up in the air behind you. Look through your hands, step it through. We're coming into warrior one. So some width to your stance. Your back foot at an angle, flat on the ground behind you. Pointing your hips forward. Okay, and when you feel stable, extending your arms upward. Breathe here. Maybe take your gaze upward in between your hands, feeling empowered. La. Right? Go ahead, do it. La. All right. Now let's take those arms out to the side. We're gonna gracefully launch into warrior three. That might mean one launch or a stutter step, shortening your stance first and then launching and gazing at something not moving in front of you. Moving in the direction of having your back leg parallel to the ground. Maybe exploring taking both hands forward now, just to explore our balance and proprioception, and then bringing them back out to the sides. And then let's bend that left leg without touching down. We're going to bring knee and arms upward. Pause for a moment. Re-extend into warrior three. We're going to do that again. Looking at something not moving. Inhale, knee up, arms up. Exhale, fly. Last time, inhale to bring knee and arms up. And exhale now to stand Tadasana. All right, shake it out if you need to. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, bend those knees, and let's come to a forward fold, resting your torso on your thighs. That might mean bending your knees a lot, and that's okay. Let's stay here for a breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it out. Let your neck relax, let go of your head. And then inhale, we're gonna slide our hands up our shins and start to straighten our legs, reaching the crown of your head forward and your shoulder creases backward. Take an inhale here. Exhale, let it out. Another inhale. This time exhale, bend your knees again, forward fold, let it out. Inhale slowly to stand, reaching outward and upward. Exhale, hands to your heart. Nice. We're going to step back now with our right foot into warrior one, second side. Okay, take your time to get there. And when you feel stable in your foundation, extending your arms upward, gazing gently in between your hands. Feeling empowered, feeling accepted just the way you are. And then from here, sing if you want. Ah. We're going to launch into warrior three. Try not to look at the screen because I'm moving. So for balance, we need to just very gently gaze at something not moving, and launch. If you feel stable enough, you can explore taking both hands forward now. Then re-extending them out to the sides. And then very slowly, we're going to bend that right knee and bring our knee up with our hands. Exhale back into warrior three.
Inhale to up we go. And exhale to Tadasana. Close your eyes here for a moment in Tadasana, regrouping. And then inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, stepping back into plank. Lower down, chaturunga. Lower all the way down, lifting your heart, coming into upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a huge inhale through your nose when you get here. Open your mouth, let it out. Inhale, right leg up behind you. Gaze through your hands, step it through. We're going to come into warrior two. Heel arch alignment. Taking your time to settle in. Inhale, flip your front hand. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Keep bending through your front leg as you reach back. Approaching your edge, never going beyond. Taking care of yourself, listening to your inner teacher, who can override me at any point. A break is always invited and welcome in your practice. Inhale, re-extend to warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Reach through that left pinky finger. Reach back through that left pinky toe. Breathe. Inhale, warrior two. This time you're going to straighten your front leg. You're going to take your hand down towards your shin as you reach your top hand upward. A block is an option if you're not feeling stable in this pose. You can take your block to the highest setting, to the inside of your left foot. Rest your hand on the block. See if that helps. Take another breath here. Exhale, let it out. And then we're going to take that front foot, turn it inward so we're now the width of our mat. Taking our hands out to the side for a moment. Palms face upward. Then bend your left arm and crawl your hand up in between your shoulder blades. If you have a strap, you can grab that strap now, and you're going to place this strap in your left hand. Okay? And then with your right hand grabbing towards the end, bending at the elbow, crawling your hands towards one another, stopping at your edge. If you don't have a strap, you can accomplish the same sensation, the same stretch by grabbing onto your shirt. The back of your neck is stretching out, looking downward, breathing into the shape. Staying where you are, or if you feel some release in the tightness of your shoulders, the movement would be crawling a little bit more towards your hands towards one another. Take another breath here. Exhale, let it out. Release your strap slowly. Release your arms. And setting up for your second side. So holding onto the strap with both hands, left elbow up, right hand, you're crawling it through your shoulder blades, grabbing onto a strap or your shirt. For those with maybe more mobility in your shoulder, you perhaps don't need a shirt nor a strap, and you would simply interlace your fingers. Okay? So many options here, and do what works for you. What's also interesting when you come into this pose is noticing if you're tighter on one side than the other. Take another breath here. Exhale, slowly let go, shaking it out. Okay, releasing a prop if you were using one. And let's take our hands to our hips now. Hinging at your hips, leading with your heart. We're going to fold forward until we can place our hands on the mat below us. If the ground feels very far away, you can place your hands on top of a block or 2 blocks. And then when you've settled in, letting go of your neck, maybe shaking it out, yes or no. Now taking your fingers to point behind you. Releasing our wrists here and our forearms. And then bring your fingers to point forward again. Perhaps holding on to each ankle if that's within range today. And another option is holding on to opposite elbows, dangling in what's called ragdoll. Let's take another breath here together. Inhale generously through your nose. Exhale, let it out. Place your hands back on your mat. A little micro bend in your knee to help you to unravel and to come up to stand. So tuck your chin very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, coming back to stand, and then releasing your head. Let's come into Warrior 2, second side to conclude our practice. So now pointing your left foot towards the back of your mat, heel arch alignment, extending your arms out to the sides. Inhale, flip your front hand. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Keep bending through that front leg. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, forearm 2, quad, side angle. Take an inhale here. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, warrior 2. Straighten your front leg. Hand on shin or block. Right hand up towards the ceiling or sky. Inhale together. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, bend back through that front leg, warrior 2. This time we're going to cartwheel our hands down, frame that front foot, step back into plank, elbow creases forward, lower all the way down, and make a pillow, one hand on top of the other, turning your gaze to one side. Noticing where your thoughts go when you have nothing to do. Without judgment, bring them back to your breath. My thoughts went to some of you yelling bear right now, just to mess with me. But I'm breathing through it. And then lift your head, switch what hands on top, and turn your gaze to the second side and rest.
Then very gently and carefully pushing yourself into a comfortable seat to end our practice today. When there, taking your hands together at your heart, setting an intention for your day. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope that the rest of your day brings you moments of joy. Until next time, namaste.